Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. Sorry about that. I'm with you until we'll see. I do because I have some stuff that I have to do. And so I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Whenever Mrs. Livingston says, I'm ready, that could be 20 minutes. That could be 4 hours. There ain't no telling. There's no telling. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to be here for 4 hours. I'm not going to be here for 4 hours. I'm not pulling a Wyatt. That man is a machine. He sit there and he talk to y'all for like 4 hours. I won't be doing that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If this is your first time to the show, welcome. The way that we do this is you say hi to me, tell me where you're checking us out from, and I'll say hi to you. And then we get into whatever it is that we're going to discuss, which is really not much. It's usually just me rambling on about nonsense. And we have a little fun. It's the end of the day. We winding down. We don't always want to be deep. Most times we don't want to be deep. So let's get into it. DeAndre Crosby, first out the gate. Good afternoon, DeAndre. Welcome to the show. Erica Hummins representing Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Good afternoon. Lewis Talbert. Good afternoon, Lewis. Good afternoon. Logic Slayer in the house. Good afternoon, Logic Slayer. And rounding out the top five, the first five, I guess I should. Because I'm okay, they're the top five. I'm sorry, they're the best among you because they got here first. If you don't like it, look, don't get mad at me. I don't make the rules. Miss Pittsburgh, good afternoon, rounding out the top five. Maria Smith in the house representing North College Hill. Good afternoon, Maria. Got Latanya Chichester. Good afternoon, Latanya. Janice Evans. Good afternoon, Janice. Good to see you. Albert Caldwell. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Albert. Dina Johnson. She is an angel in case you guys did not know. Good afternoon, Dina. Appreciate you being here. Tria Gaines. We got some classy people in the house. Not that the other people wasn't classy, but y'all didn't start off by saying afternoon king. See, that's just class right there. That's just class right there. Guaranteed. She got some townhouse or some Ritz crackers at her house. That's class. She's representing Avondale, by the way. Jacqueline Carter, our own Wonder Woman, representing Evanston. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. James Benta in the house. What's up, James? Good to see you there. Dina says basically angels live in Walnut Hills. She's representing Walnut Hills. Ken, good afternoon. Ken's representing Cincinnati, living in Virginia. Okay, while you're in Virginia, you represent Cincinnati. But here, if you're in Virginia, you represent Virginia. That's the rule here. Again, I don't make these rules. I just follow them. I'm a person who follows the rules. So whatever you say represents the entire state of Virginia. That's just the way it go. Unless somebody else from Virginia comes in, and then, y'all got to fight about it. Tessie Wheaton, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Jeannie Mulholland, good afternoon, representing Covington, Kentucky. Good afternoon. Got Candy D in the house, representing Coleraine Township. I don't know why I'm screaming that lady's name. I don't know. It's just something about the way it's written out. It makes me say it that way. She's representing Coleraine Township. Good afternoon. Tria, she says townhouse. I knew she had one of the two. I knew it. That's class right there. Ken says, Emmanuel, you don't know Virginia. It don't matter. You represent them, bro. You are their representative here. B-Rab, say you heard Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it for a hot second. DeAndre Crosby, good afternoon. I already said DeAndre. DeAndre was first, wasn't he? Yeah. Brenda Early representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Those are all the people who have said hi to me so far. And so that's really all I'm saying. Okay, Tanika got in. Tanika say, what? E-Man actually showed up today. See, I know hate when I feel it. She said, good afternoon, Emanuel, and everyone. She's representing Orlando, Florida. All right. Well, good afternoon. It's not actually hate. It's not actual hate. But it's not love, trust, honesty, and respect. It's somewhere in between. All right. And Daryl Carpenter, unless I missed you earlier, I don't remember saying Daryl Carpenter. Good afternoon. He said, what's up? All right. Yeah, I was going to lead with that. Charlie Kirk. Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, it's funny. I was just watching, catching up on South Park and just watched their episode where they kind of parodied Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, I'm going to somewhat diminish the menace that he was. But he's kind of well known for going to college campuses and debating people. He says inflammatory things and then says, prove me wrong. And so, that's one of his claims to fame. He was, I guess he started that Turning Point USA. Clearly, from my perspective anyway, the man was a racist. What did he call George Floyd after George Floyd got killed? A scumbag? Charlie Kirk was a scumbag. I think it's fair to say that. But it was still wrong for whoever shot him. Like, that's not how we deal with scumbags. We don't just run around shooting them. Let him, the way that you handle this is you let him do what he's doing, and I don't know that you just ignore him, but you don't participate in the circus. They gonna have their circus over there. Let them have their circus. You don't go over there killing the clowns because you don't like the circus. There's gotta be room, not just in America, but period, for people, even scumbags that you don't agree with, to say what they're gonna say. And if you're mad at me for calling him a scumbag, they're like, oh, he just got killed. Well, you gotta be respectful to him. He wasn't respectful to George Floyd after George Floyd got killed. Why am I gonna be respectful to him? I'm not happy about it, because I don't want to see people running around killing people because they said something that they don't like. Now, he did a little more than just said stuff that people don't like. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the, it might not be the best analogy, metaphor, whatever, but he is one of the engines that's driving this whole, or was driving this whole Trumpness and all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I mean, I genuinely, the people who say stuff that I don't care for, I don't want to see them killed. I would love to see them change their mind, but they not. But no, I think it's fair to say this dude was a scumbag. A racist scumbag. And, I mean, he's not here anymore. So, that's that. Thoughts and prayers. All right, what else is going on? What else is going on? Yes, there was another school shooting, which I saw that, but I didn't really see I didn't really read any of the details. Hold on, let me see if I can. I know it was in Colorado, wasn't it? I just type in Colorado school shooting. At least 3 injured in a shooting in Evergreen, Colorado. The suspect is also hospitalized. Just based on some of the images that I'm seeing. And some people are going to say, why does this matter? But it kind of matters. Based on some of the images that I'm seeing, this looks like a predominantly white community and school. And again, I can guarantee nobody's talking about sending in the National Guard or anything like that. See, stuff like that is why race matters in a lot of these cases, because look, I want to be fair. Y'all know me. I try to be fair. I don't think white people are inherently evil or anything like that. I know some of y'all do. I don't. I know some really good people who are white. Just like I know some really bad people who are white. So, did you mean Evergreen, California? What did I say? I mean, hold on. Somebody said, did you mean Evergreen, Colorado? I don't know what I said. If I didn't say Evergreen, Colorado, then I misspoke. That happens every once in a blue moon. But it matters because, come on, look, we all know, if you're watching this show, hopefully if you've been watching for a while, you understand that there are certain people who put out the perception that crime is a black thing. Gun violence is a black thing. All of the ills of society, people try to paint them as a black thing. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. So, yeah, when we see high-profile crime and we can kind of see the race of the people who commit the crime, we have to keep pointing it out to let some people who actually believe that narrative, that crime and violence is a black thing, we have to do that to get them to understand, no, it's not. It's a people thing. People are violent. People commit crimes. And the bad people, not black people, bad people, not white people, bad people. I even need to say it's not just, Asians. There's some bad Asians out there committing crimes. There's some bad Native Americans out there committing crimes. I'm not going to get into every kind of race and nationality and all of that kind of stuff. But like Stevie and Paul said, there's good and bad in everyone. So that's why we point that out, in case, somebody didn't know. Shoot, what else is going on? Apparently some students are injured in a high school shooting out there. They're in critical condition. Will this be another one of those? Oh, he was bullied, and so he brought guns to school and shot people. Will this be? Oh, he had some problems and he was walking past the school and just fired into the school. I don't think this is that. The juvenile suspect was a student at the school, but no additional information about their identity was available. City Council voted 63 for 5.4. I'm assuming you mean that $5 million or whatever that the crime initiative. Man, look, these people, they know how to play the game. That's what I'll give them. They know how to play the game. It's a political season, and it's always a season for people to, get a little extra money in their pockets. So something happens, and next thing you know, Cincinnati ain't safe. It's not safe. And we need $5.4 million to make it safe. Where's that money going to go to? Somebody going to be paid. Be it, police overtime or, some organizations. Somebody about to get paid. And them getting paid is not going to create a safer Cincinnati. It's just not. Sierra says hookah bars. Every time I see that, I be like, I have to be careful about how I pronounce it because I don't want nobody to think I'm saying hooker. Because then they'd be like, we got hookah bars here. Like, no, hookah. Which, I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what a hookah bar is. I don't know what hookah is. Maybe there's no reason for me to not know. There's no reason for me to not know. I got the internet. What is hookah? Hookah is a water pipe device used for smoking flavored tobacco called shisha, or other substances like non-nicotine herbal mixtures or marijuana. Users inhale the smoke, which passes through water to be cooled before inhalation, often in a social group setting. Hookah smoking is a traditional cultural practice, but poses significant health risks. Oh. Okay. Okay. So people just go to a bar. But if I'm understanding this, there's a place where they got these little machines. I'm seeing pictures of them. Where they got these little machines, I'm calling them, where people go to smoke through water. It all sounds so weird to me. It sounds so weird to me. Oh, the celebrities in the house. The real Terrence Howard. The real Terrence Howard. Thank you for checking me out. I'm honored. Look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't understand people who drink or people who smoke. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with you. I'm not saying I'm better than you because I don't drink or because I don't smoke. If I'm better than you, it's just because I'm better than you. It's not because of the drinking and the smoking. But I don't understand it. I don't get it. But I don't know. First, I don't smoke because, I don't drink because I don't like the taste. I don't drink alcohol, I guess I should say, because I don't like the taste of alcohol. It's not a moral high ground thing or anything like that. I tried it. That's nasty. That's nasty. Oh, when you didn't try the right drink, you gotta say that certain drinks and you can't even taste the alcohol. You can always taste the alcohol. You can always taste the alcohol because it tastes like alcohol. Now, y'all might be so used to it that you can get past it, but you can always taste the alcohol. Kabir. All right. James says drinking is really nasty. Tastes horrible. All right. Brenda says, I don't understand hookah. Don't they be passing germs? I would think so. I mean, but because I don't do it and I've never sat there and watched somebody else do it. I've watched people drink, but I've never sat there and watched someone at a hookah. How does a hookah bar make money? Like they sell the hookah, but couldn't I bring my own whatever? Bring my own weed, bring my own flavored tobacco, bring my own shisha. Shish. What is it? Hold on. Shisha. I don't know. Somebody phonetically type it out because I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Well, I'm definitely saying it wrong because I'm pronouncing it like 4 different ways. But somebody tell me how to pronounce it. Like phonetically write it out so that I'm saying it correctly. But couldn't I bring my own stuff to the hookah bar? And if so, how are they making money? Are they renting the hookah? And then do they clean it after every use? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I know somebody who owned a hookah bar. And I mean, I know them very, personally. I know them very well. I could probably pick up my phone right now and call them. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll ask them about it. Okay, people are just getting in and people are asking me, did you talk about this? Did you talk about that? Yes, Charlie Kirk, the racist scumbag, was shot and killed, which is a bad thing. It's a bad thing. You shouldn't be shooting people or committing acts of violence of people because you don't like what they say. Political violence, I'm against it. But racist scumbag, dead at the age of 31. Just a young age to be, taken out. Also, I was, and I know I'm behind on this, but last time I remember hearing Avtab Pureval. Avtab Pureval was against the Ohio troopers coming in and, patrolling or whatever in the city of Cincinnati. But then I turned on the radio and I'm hearing a report about Avtab and the governor, and it was somebody else, had a press conference a few days ago, kind of celebrating the fact that, hey, the Ohio State Patrol is going to be down here. I'm like, I thought you was against that. Can somebody tell me what happened? Can somebody tell me what happened to make Avtab Pureval change his mind? I asked that question earlier, I think it was yesterday. I think it was in Lincoln's chat. And I asked that question, and somebody said the white votes. But I don't know. It can't be that simple. I mean, it could be, but do you think the next time that you get an episode of Where and the Mayor or Where and the Mayor, do you think that that question will be asked? Or was that question already asked and I just missed it? But that seems like a pretty big turnaround. I remember the chief saying we didn't need it. I remember, I think Scotty, but I can't say with 100% certainty Scotty said it. And definitely AvTap all said we didn't need it. But now we need it? And realistically, I get frustrated even talking about some of this stuff. Realistically, what is the Ohio State troopers ain't gonna stop no crime in Cincinnati. They ain't gonna stop somebody from socking somebody who slapped them and called them an N. It's not gonna happen. Well, but maybe if they're here, then that'll free Cincinnati police up to be more places and stop more. No. It's not just paying attention. It's not been my experience that that's how that works. The people that want to get people, they find ways and times to get them. And I think a lot of the stuff that we see, and I'm just saying, I don't have any inside information or anything like that. I don't want nobody like, Emanuel said the people is dead. No, I'm just saying, I think a lot of stuff just kind of happened on the spur of the moment. People minding their own business and somebody say something they don't like. And then violence happens. People don't know how to control themselves. People don't know how to talk to people. Especially a lot of young people. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to communicate. A lot of them don't know how to control their emotions and all of that kind of stuff. And somebody say something, somebody get mad. Next thing you know, you got a fight, maybe a shooting. That's not one of them things where, police would literally have to be everywhere to stop stuff like that from happening. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Tria wants to know, will they be sending troops to Utah now? They're not sending troops to Utah. They might send them to a black neighborhood in Utah, but let's see. ICE was in Rookwood today, from what my niece told me. Is ICE out of control? Is ICE out of control? Now there's last time I was on, I was talking about the thing at the Hyundai plant, them rounding up the 475, and they said a lot of them were Korean nationals and all of that kind of stuff. And the narrative on that has kind of changed. Initially, it was like, yeah, we rounding up some illegals. And now it's like, oh, we can't be rounding up them Koreans that Hyundai brought in because they not going to want to be putting plants here. People are not going to want to put plants here if they can't bring their own people to set up the plant and work at the plant and all that kind of stuff. And so the tide is really kind of turning, and now this ICE raid is not a good thing. Like, they not rah-rah-rahing about it. They like, ooh, we might have messed up. We might have let our racism go a little too far. So I'm not 100% sure currently where the mindset of ICE is, or the conservative mindset is on all of this stuff. I'm not 100% sure. I still say it's really simple. And this ain't just for big corporations, because I hear individuals, Trump being one, but even just regular people. He's a regular person, but you know what I mean. Even just regular people who are, oh, I'm anti immigrant. I'm anti-illegal immigrant. Them illegal immigrants shouldn't be here. Them illegal immigrants is taking jobs, and them illegal immigrants this and this and that. But they don't have a problem hiring illegal immigrants to fix their roof or to cut their grass or to, whatever. You should go to jail then. If you knowingly hire an illegal immigrant or somebody that you suspect of being an illegal immigrant, and you hire them because they're going to charge you less than the black man to fix your roof or to cut your grass or to, whatever service it is, you should go to jail. I'm one of the, you can't, play on both sides of the street. That's not the saying, but I don't know why that's what came to my head. You can't play on both sides of the street. I'm against illegal immigrants, but I'll hire them. Illegal immigrants need to go back to their country, but they good, for a discount. There's a word for that. And let me see. No, there's a word for people who take advantage of people in bad situations for their own personal financial benefit. We used to call it exploitation. That's what we used to call it. How you be proud that you exploiting people? How you be happy? Like, yeah, I exploit people. Yeah, why not? Because it's wrong. And I think people who do that should go to jail. Jack talking about I love going to the Mexican restaurant. Who said that the Mexican restaurant people are here illegally? Did everybody that you see that look Mexican, because I kind of do hate that we call them all Mexican. Because if they not actually from Mexico, a lot of times they be offended. Like, I'm not a Mexican. And you be like, you look like a Mexican. You kind of talk like a Mexican. You walk like a Mexican. About the same height and weight as Mexicans, But they not all Mexicans. So I feel like it's not necessarily a good thing to say. And they really do. They, the ones that are not from Mexico that you call Mexicans, they get offended. They really do. Oh, let's see. What else is going on? Hey, can somebody... Twin says, just like they call us African Americans. It's nothing like that. Twin, for real, sometimes you just be saying stuff. Like, you just be saying stuff. Um, somebody, can somebody reach out to Ron for me? To Ron, look, I missed a lot of days. I be lost on stuff. I'm still confused about Ron's ordeal. And I want Ron to call in because I want to understand what happened from a legitimate, just want to understand why. Like right now, there's like 4 different versions of that story floating around in my head. I don't want to mock Ron or make fun of him or anything like that. I just really want to understand what happened to the brother. Y'all don't know I like Ron. So I really want to understand what happened to the brother. And I've been so confused about it. So if somebody can get Ron to give me a call and just explain to me in like simple terms what actually happened and what does he need from the community, if anything. Twin says, I'm not from Africa, neither are you. I have to debate with myself, how valuable is it to get into a conversation like, will I begin to explain and he understand? Will I begin to explain and he still don't understand? Is it worth the mental anguish to attempt to get him to understand? I think I've come to the conclusion, no, I don't think I'm in the mood. I don't think I'm in the mood. Sometimes, you be in the mood for stuff. I don't think I'm in the mood right now. Twin says, explain, state your case. No, thank you. I'll pass. You can believe whatever you choose to believe on that. And I'm not going to feed into it. Not going to feed into it. Genesis, did you talk about the right-wing broadcaster? That's a pleasant, charitable even way of describing him. Charlie Kirk being assassinated. I think you save assassinated for important people. He was killed. I don't perceive him as a right-wing broadcaster. I perceive him as a racist scumbag. And yes, I did talk about the fact that he was killed, and I said thoughts and prayers. Bonita said he just wants to call in. He could call in. Anybody can call in. The phones are open. The number is 513-717-KING, 513-717-5464. So anyone can call in. I'm just saying I'm not gonna go back and forth over me talking and him texting and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. If he wants to believe that he's not of African descent, okay. It won't hurt me at all. It won't hurt me at all. A number of people are saying Charlie Kirk. And some people are still saying, I don't know who Charlie Kirk is. Again, if you don't watch South Park, they just kind of parodied him a few weeks ago. He's the one who sets up at college campuses talking about prove me wrong. And then he says absurd, racist, whatever, phobic, stuff. Black people aren't mentally capable of, thinking as white people. Prove me wrong. And, no matter what you say, he owned you. And that's kind of, that's the first way that I knew of him, was that. And he says exceptionally inflammatory stuff. Exceptionally inflammatory stuff. He denies the existence of systemic racism in America. He does not believe in the concept of white privilege. He says that's a lie. Like I said, after the death of George Floyd, he said George Floyd was a scumbag. He racist, bigot, all of that stuff. Thus, of course, Trump supporter. Yeah. And yeah, they say when he got shot, that ironically, he was talking about, and I'm not laughing about him getting shot, I'm laughing about what I'm about to say. Ironically, him being shot, he was actually talking about how transgenders are mass shooters. Something along those lines, somehow equating transgenders to being mass shooters. That's what he was saying when he got shot in the neck. So, like I said, thoughts and prayers. Jeffrey says, I wonder why they're calling it an assassination. Because they want to hype him up. A lot of stuff that's happening. And we're in the world right now. We're playing a lot of mental games. That's a lot of what you see going on in politics and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, even here in Cincinnati, the whole brawl. A lot of this stuff is just simple mental games. And it's like we have to play mental games with them playing mental games. We have to play mental games to counteract the mental games that they're playing. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, these people were rioting and doing this, and they're horrible, and they're savages, and this and that. And if you haven't heard about this brawl, savages and all this kind of really racially charged language, you haven't been paying attention. And so then because all of that stuff is I think somebody somewhere along the line has figured out that people are really gullible and they fall for nonsense. And I'm kind of blaming Trump, but Trump ain't really the one who figured it out, but he's been doing a good job of capitalizing on it. That people fall for nonsense. So, yes, he can stand up or type in his social media that he's the most popular president ever in the history of the world. And there are people who see that like, yeah, he's the most popular president ever in the history of the world. And it's like, no, he just said that. He just said that. Like, why are you? Because he said it. And then so we have to say stuff like, he's the worst president ever in the history of the world, which may or may not be true. But, you gotta, it's ridiculous. So that's where the assassination comes from. If I say he was assassinated, there's a certain connotation there that he was exceptionally important, like a world leader type of important. He had the level of importance, where his death is not just a regular death. It transcends regular death. He's along the lines of JFK and Martin Luther King and RFK and, Abraham Lincoln. Like, he was assassinated. That's how important this guy was. That's why they're using the word. Because that's what they do. That's why they use all of these really charged words. It's all a mental game. And somebody said, I missed the comment, but somebody said, like, Jasmine Crockett got to get her security and, they need to be. But yes, because all of this stuff is weird. But if you think about it, because we're all playing, when I say we're not all doing it, but because a lot of people are playing these games, because to them, these are games, even though they're playing with people's lives. To them, these are all games. And so because they're playing these games with real life consequences for a lot of people that they don't care about, then, they took out one of ours, we got to take out one of theirs. And that'll be the mindset of some lunatic. Which is why you got to come out and you got to say, hey, political violence is wrong on all sides. Not that that's going to stop it. And not that that's, look, you can believe that there were people before this happened who were already thinking about doing some bad stuff to somebody. This just makes them feel like I said, they took out one of ours, we can take out one of theirs now, and it will be even. Play Jesse James by Scarface for Charlie Kirk. I am not familiar with that song at all. Sorry, y'all know I'm not a hip hop guy. I'm an R&B dude. If it wasn't Prince, Stevie Wonder, Jagged Edge, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't them, Jodeci Guy, New Edition. You didn't mention no women. Shaka Khan. If it wasn't them, I really wasn't listening to it. I mean, I heard a few, NWA, really just that first project, because After Police resonated with me. And I bought the project, and then I had to listen to the whole thing. But yeah, not really a hip hop guy, so I don't know that song. David says, I didn't mean to laugh. Typos happen. They might be trying to make him into a symbolic martyr. I'm sure is what he meant, not mortar. Typos happen. I get it. Typos happen. Let's see. Black Lion say, well, where you been, man? I just told you, I'm a kind of R&B guy. I'm an R&B guy. Bruce says, play Tone. Why would you want to hear Tone? I don't understand what you're doing today. I don't understand what you're doing today. What else is going on? What else is going on? I'm sorry, y'all. At this point, I'm trying to catch up on everything. I'm trying to catch up on everything. I understand, David. I get it. What have I missed? What else happened? What else happened that I missed? Oh, I can't really think of it. I can't really think of anything. I know there's been a lot of things that I missed, since I haven't been on. Oh, now it's just as good a time as any to let y'all know. Okay, these next 4 weeks, so the last 4 weeks of this program, y'all been kind of patient with me, but y'all might have to be even a little bit more patient as I go through these last 4 weeks of this program. Well, I'm in the middle of, the next week will be 4 weeks left. So I'm in the middle of, this 8th week. So just stay patient with me, or some of y'all grow some patience. Y'all be stressing a brother out. But I still will intend on being here. But again, it's the last 4 weeks. This is our cybersecurity portion of the program. And so, gotta be focused. Trump's birthday card to Epstein. Yeah, how he gonna try to say that's not his? That is so clearly his signature. He wrote that, he sent that, he drew that, but he says I didn't do it. Again, this is all that mental game. That's not my signature. What's that? It's that, that Eddie Murphy joke. It's the Eddie Murphy joke. Your girl catch you doing whatever, and you just say, wasn't me. But I saw you. I don't know. It wasn't me. But I looked you dead in your eyes. Wasn't me. Maybe it wasn't you. That's what Donald Trump tries to do. Clearly, bro, it was you. And there's not even, it's 100% in your character. We've been watching you for years. We've been listening to you since you talked about grabbing women by the vagina. You were laughing on that Access Hollywood bus with that Bush boy about grabbing women. But I'm sorry, I have to say the word. Because it fits in perfectly with that letter. The man who would sit on a bus and brag to that Bush boy, I don't remember his first name, brag to that Bush boy about grabbing women by the pussy is a guy who would draw that picture and make that signature right there in lieu of, vaginal hair. Who would say those things that you're saying. That is 100% in character for you. So now we're supposed to believe you dignified? Nothing about you says dignified. Nothing. Again, we heard you talking about grabbing women by the vagina. And you just start kissing them. We heard you talk about your daughter's breasts. And this is when she was a little girl. We heard all the nasty stuff that you say and do. We heard you. See, a lot of people don't remember a lot, but he used to go on Howard Stern's show. He's a nasty dude. Like, he is a straight creep. His personal Vietnam was dodging sexually transmitted diseases. He is a nasty creep. So it is 100% in character for you to send that to a pedophile. But you talking about, it wasn't me. Like, we literally can hold up your signature over and over and over and over again, put it right next to that one, and nobody will be confused. Like, yeah, that's the same person signed that. Wasn't me. But we can see, like, we can see your signature. We can see it. Wasn't me. Newscasters and people all over the place coming out. Here's a letter that he sent to me. Holding up that signature with that signature. It's the exact same. Wasn't me. And then his people run around now talking about, that wasn't him. Stop. Really, y'all think we that stupid? Y'all think we that gullible? Y'all that gullible. We not that gullible. We see. We can see. We're going to bring in a handwriting expert. You don't need no damn handwriting expert. I'm not a big fan of Judge Mathis. How did we get to Judge Mathis? Hold on. I'm not a big fan of Judge Mathis. But one of the things Judge Mathis would do every once in a while in his courtroom is somebody would be like, he signed this promissory note. And Judge Mathis would be like, did you sign a promissory note? And they'd be like, no, I ain't signed no promissory note. And Judge Mathis would be like, well, do me a favor. Just write your signature. Sign something. Now give me your driver's license. Hold on, I'm comparing your signature, the signature on your driver's license, and this signature. They all the same. You ain't got to be no handwriting expert to look at. You can be Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis could look at that and be like, get out of my courtroom, you crackhead. You know, we can see. It wasn't me. Why would you think the president of the United States would send that? Number one, when he sent it, he wasn't the president of the United States. He was probably just a pedophile. Celebrating another pedophile. And let me ask this question, for real. Am I the only person that truly believes that Donald Trump was having sex with little kids with Epstein? I know I'm not the only one who truly, but like there's no doubt in my mind. I can't prove it, of course. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. But there is no doubt in my mind that Donald Trump was on that island and probably other places having sex with little 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old girls. Or am I out of line for thinking that? I don't feel like I'm out of line for thinking that. There's no part of me that does not believe that it happened. And, that's one reason when I be saying, I'll be talking about him and I'll be like, he's a horrible, horrible human being. Because I believe stuff like that about him. Blade says, where's your evidence? Paying attention to him. Listening to the way that he talked about his preteen daughter. And I mean, that's something. Like, he wasn't even talking about some other preteen girl. This man, my perception is he was sexually fantasizing about his own preteen daughter. That's a special kind of, I don't even want to call it sick, because sick makes it sound like it's something that you can't control. And I don't know, I don't know if you can control it. And that's a special kind of, pedophile. My evidence is his words and actions. Now, does that prove it? No. I'm just saying what my opinion is. I'm not saying I know for a fact. Thus, I don't need to have proof. Janice says one of the survivors told about Trump. I'm debating, do I want to say the word? Because y'all know YouTube and then they be blocking stuff out. And oh, you said this word. Let's say, not a cherry, not a peach, not a pear, a grape. One of the survivors told about Trump graping her when she was 13 years old. There's no part of me that does not believe that. And this is the person that roughly half to a third of the country is following, like, religiously. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, like, zero. Like, not percentage of doubt that, number one, that's his letter. That's his letter. But that he did bad stuff with little girls, with Jeffrey Epstein. Pamela says that guy that got shot today is probably another distraction for the birthday card and the Epstein files. They needed another diversion. Now that I don't believe. Like, that doesn't make sense. That would, that you go, like, hey, I wrote that letter and signed it and they really getting on me. Let me kill my friend. So for a couple days they can talk about that instead of, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Blake says you have no real evidence. I guess it all depends on your definition of real evidence. But again, I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm telling you what I believe. You can believe what you want to believe with no evidence. I can believe what I want to believe with no evidence. Although I have evidence. You just don't like the evidence that I have. And I'm comfortable with that because I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to convince you. I think everybody should already see it. Like, this ain't one of them things that you got to convince people of. It's not. Reasonable people can objectively look at this and say, yeah. Is it more likely than not? Yep. Jerica says folks are in an uproar over this guy being killed. Yeah, they are. They'd be all right. He was a scumbag. And a good portion of our country likes scumbags. Dave says that word reasonable. Right. That's what I say. If you're not, I can't convince a person that's not reasonable. I'm gonna tell you what y'all know. I watch a lot of little stuff. I haven't been able to watch a lot of my stuff lately, but I remember they have these groups. A lot of them are comedians or people with a kind of a comedic mindset, but they're politically active. And, just like the one guy who goes to the Trump rallies and asks them questions and stuff like that, they do like fake, I guess they're real focus groups, but, the premise of them might be fake. And they bring people in. And I was watching one a while ago, and they brought people in, and they, were asking them, what would you think about, they're saying, these are quotes from, I believe it was Joe Biden. But they were saying Donald Trump quotes. And the people were like, that guy's sick. I didn't even know he was that sick. What kind of a sick, perverted person? What kind of a this and that, and they were like going off on a reasonable tip because the stuff that it was Trump quotes. So clearly it was nonsense and ignorance on a very high level. And then they'd be like, oh, no, I'm sorry, that was Donald Trump. And they change right then and there because they understand they don't actually change their mind, but they do change their perspective. So now they can't deny that what was said was sick, terrible, horrible. But, Trump said it? Well, see, you really have to understand where he's coming from, though. There's some logic to it. And you'd be like, oh, no, a second ago, when Joe Biden said the exact same thing, he was sick, terrible, needs to go to jail, and blah, blah, blah. Trump said it. Yeah, he's right. At some point, if you follow somebody so hard, I guess you lose your objectivity. Or, like I said, they got all of these games. These are games. When you can hear somebody say a thing and you automatically know it's wrong. Horrible. But then you find out it was your guy and somehow that and that alone makes it okay. Y'all can find these videos. Y'all, probably most of y'all done watched them. Y'all know I'm not making this up. Y'all know this is stuff that happens. Jacqueline says, I'm learning that a lot of black people follow this guy. Yeah. I won't say I followed him. I kind of paid attention to him a little bit. And look, here is the scary part about this. Every once in a while, some of the stuff that he said kind of made sense to me. It's one of those things where, I used to have conversations on the radio. And I would believe one thing, and then somebody would call and they would believe the same thing. But where they was coming from so far out of left field, we ended up in the same destination, but we came from totally different places. And we not in the same place for the same reason. I don't, if that makes any sense. You came from over there. I came from over there. We both intended to come here, but we both didn't come here. We didn't end up here with the same intention. So some of the stuff that he said, some of the social things, like I'm not a big fan of the whole homosexuality movement and all of that kind of stuff. And when he spoke on some of those things, I think he made some good points. That don't mean he was a good person. And he was coming from, he was coming from the place of hate. I don't agree with certain stuff, but I don't hate those people. I don't want to see nothing happen to them. But just because I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. There were, yes, a lot of people who followed him. Yes. Blade says you're very animated, but still, where are your evidence? By you saying that means you don't comprehend anything that I said, so you can keep asking where the evidence is and believe whatever you choose to believe. I can't really explain stuff to people who don't comprehend. At some point, you just have to let people not understand. And I'm comfortable with you not understanding. Wonder Woman says, I'm just trying to understand who the man was. But I'll go watch some of his videos so I'll better know. I don't know another way to explain who he is. It probably is best if you kind of research him for yourself. If you research him for yourself. Nate says, how about people being mad at Biden for the crime bill, locking blacks up, but not mad at Trump sending in National Guard to lock black people up? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how to, if you don't know who he is, then you don't know who he is. And yeah, but just take my word for it. He's a scumbag. A racist scumbag. But if you go kind of check him out, and you might hear, depending on, what you believe, you might actually hear him say a few things that you're like, okay, I agree with that. But trust me, even the things that you don't agree with, or that you agree with, y'all don't agree for the same reasons. Janice says Charlie Kirk was a conservative activist. See, I think he was more than that. Or worse than that. You know what I'm saying? I think he was worse than, because I don't look at a conservative. Conservatives ain't necessarily racist. I don't think racism is conservatism, and conservatism isn't necessarily racism. I think people have taken it, and maybe conservative people are a little more predisposed to being racist. And I'm not even saying that for a fact, but maybe. But there are conservatives who aren't racist. And Charlie Kirk was clearly racist. Jerica says, did I go to the Jeezy concert dressed in a tux? I don't know who Jeezy is. If Jeezy came walking right here, we would have to fight. Because I'm thinking, how did this fool break into my house? Because I don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Mrs. Livingston brought him down here, I'm like, what are you doing? And who was this fool? We getting a divorce? Is that what's happening? Because I don't, I know, I know him, and he's a rapper, and he gonna be on your show. I don't know who this guy is. If I passed him on the street, I wouldn't know. If I was sitting at a restaurant and he was sitting next to me, I wouldn't have any idea. That's just some guy. Like, I have no idea what he looks like, so he might even look in such a way that, he's very normal. I wouldn't know who he was. You might think, oh, no, the way he looked, you would know. No, I wouldn't. I thought you were out there slanging, listening to trap music. You don't have to listen to trap music to be out there slanging. There's some R&B slangers out there. Black Lion says, quit lying. You not that far out the loop. When I tell you, I genuinely have zero idea. I can't tell you a Jeezy song. I couldn't describe him to you even badly. I don't know if he's tall, short, fat, skinny, dark, light, black, white. I'm assuming he's black, but I have no idea who he is. If he tapped me on the shoulder and asked me for a quarter, I'd be like, I ain't got a quarter. Who are you? Why would you be asking me for a quarter? You ain't got no job. Let me look him up. Jeezy. Oh, yeah, I would have had no idea. I mean, even now, if this is him, he just looked like some guy. He looked like some guy I could have walked past 1,000 times. Sorry, I'm not in that world. Daryl said, you know who Jeezy is. Stop fronting. I'm looking at images of him now. And when I tell you, I genuinely had no idea. Even the picture in my mind of what he might look like, of what a guy named Jeezy might look like, he looks nothing like him. I had no idea. So I'm sorry. If you ever been to Vito's or the Ritz in the 2000s, nope. All you heard was Jeezy or Gucci. And I don't know who Gucci is either. Look, I worked at a radio station that was next to a radio station that had these guys in all the time. And I still did not know who they were. I don't follow this stuff. And they could tell you how many times some celebrity walked by me and I genuinely didn't know they were a celebrity. What did you think a Jeezy would look like? I don't know. Like, dude, I don't want to use improper terms for certain stuff. In my mind, he was a darker skinned brother, like dark. He definitely had a whole mouth full of gold. Few face tattoos. Whole lot of gold chains on. Big, they call them dookie braids or whatever, with a hat on. A red hat for whatever reason. I don't know why. In my mind, he got on a red hat. And he got like rings on his fingers. It's a typical, stereotypical person who might call themselves Jeezy. I don't know. In my mind, that was what he looked like. He had a small nose. He actually had kind of red, bloodshot looking eyes. He was thin. And had on a fake leather vest. No shirt underneath. Of course, tattoos all over. In my mind, that was what he looked like. I had zero idea. Zero idea. Well, now I know what he looked like. But no, I did not go to a concert with a tuxedo on. Why would I go to a concert with a tuxedo on? I mean, don't get me wrong. I heard, I think on Lincoln's show, that people went to the concert in like tuxedos and ball gowns. I just don't know why I would. But I'm not against it. If that's what you want to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? People have they little things. Ooh, all white party. Why? Why am I wearing all white? Why? I'm not into stuff like that. Ooh, a blue jean jam. Why am I wearing blue jeans if I don't feel like wearing blue jeans? You know what I'm saying? I'm not into stuff like that. It was a black tie affair. Yeah, I'm not into black tie affairs. Brent says, put Jeezy's face up on the screen. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Here's a picture where he don't fit my description, but some of the stuff that I said, hold on, let me see if I can save this image and pop it up. See, I have to go through so much to do this. Okay, so save. Okay, it's saved there. Now I got to go over here and let's see. No, cancel that. I got to go to, shoot, it's been so long since I did this. What do I have to go to? How about I just not put it up there? How about I just not put it up there? Because I don't remember how to do it. Hold on, let me try one more thing. Okay, hold on. Grab an image. Create a new one. Call it Jeezy photo. Okay. Browse. Go to downloads. Grab Jeezy pic. Open it. Okay. Shoot. Let's see. Ah, shoot. Where did it go? Hold on. Grab image. Already existing because I already grabbed it. I had existing Jeezy photo. This is all I have to go through to add a photo. Put the photo up. And that's a picture of Jeezy. He got the vest, the chains. Or at least he got a chain and a vest with nothing on. So I wasn't that far. Off. But I would have never known this brother walking down the street. Never. And why y'all hating? Y'all don't understand. Being in IT school has nothing to do with going through all of the processes that this particular application, this program makes me go through to upload a photo. And I can't just share my screen using this particular platform. So it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. Are you sure this isn't Rick Ross? No, I'm not. I put in Jeezy, and that was a picture off of IMDb. That was a picture off of IMDb. So if they say that's Jeezy, I just take their word for it. That's Jeezy. I'm not going to argue with him because I don't know what the brother looked like. Why is it unbelievable that a 54-year-old man wouldn't know what a rapper looked like? Why is that unreasonable? Just because y'all still want to be 23 don't mean I want to be 23. Sierra said just got back. Any callers? No callers. And people don't have to call. I'm comfortable with people not calling. They're welcome to, but I am comfortable if they choose not to. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna be getting out of here shortly. Oh, let's see what else. What else is going on? What else is going on? Common started it. He did a classical pops orchestra concert at Music Hall back in 2017. I know because I was there and it was dope. Well, maybe Common started it in Cincinnati, but pops orchestras been playing with hip hop artists for a while now. It's not new. It's not a new concept. It's not like we're talking about a rapper old enough to be your child. We're talking about rappers in your age group. Are we? I don't know. How old is Jeezy? He's 47. Okay. I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to rap. Why didn't you bring Nate on as a co-host when he was in town? I didn't even go on the air when he was in town. I didn't go on the air. I was busy. I'd be busy. Daryl says, how do you know when you don't even listen to hip hop, as you say? Well, I mean, I'm aware of music. Like, I remember seeing a video of Sir Mix-a-Lot with the, I guess it was the Seattle Pops Orchestra. That was a long time ago. So that's what I'm saying. I know that artists performing, even hip hop artists performing with orchestras is not new. It's not a new thing. So you don't have to listen to hip hop first. Again, there's some, I would say, much more commercial hip hop that, gets into the bubble that I hear. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. But nah, I'm not into hip hop. I'm really not. Did Emanuel ever read The Source or Double XL magazine? I thought Double XL magazine was like a girly magazine, like a Black Hustler or Playboy. Wasn't Double XL like wasn't that magazine? Like Blacktail? You know what I'm saying? I thought that was for Double. So no, I never read it. And no, I've never read not even a single. That's not true. I read one article in the source once. It was an article about Tupac. That's it. The last rapper E-Man paid attention to was Tupac and Biggie. I did like some stuff that both of those artists did. But like, I'm not one of them people. There's like one or two songs, one or two Biggie, few Tupac songs that I know lyrics to. If I hear it, I can kind of, I was about to say sing along, but they don't sing. I could kind of rap along with it. But again, I'm not a hip hop guy. And I'm not ashamed of not being a hip hop guy. I'm not ashamed of it. DeAndre talking about black what? Wasn't it like a Black Tail magazine? Or something like that. It was like a Black Tail magazine or something. You never heard Scarface, Hand of the Dead Body. Do you even know who Scarface is? I'm familiar with Scarface to this degree. I remember, what was the group he was with? And they did the song My Mind Playing Tricks on Me. That was a group. I don't know any of his solo stuff. And that's the only song that I know from that group. But I can't even think of who the group was. So I know him from that point of view. But again, he's another one. If I saw him walking down the street, I wouldn't know who he is. I wouldn't know who he is. Steban Speed said that was King magazine with the video vixens. Okay. What's my favorite gospel artist if I have one? I don't know that I have a favorite gospel artist. I don't listen to a whole lot of gospel music, even though I worked in the gospel music field for a while. I don't listen to a whole lot of gospel music, but there's a lot of very talented artists in the gospel realm. There's a lot of talented artists. I don't know that I have a favorite. Did I like 80s rap like Houdini and Run DMC? Some of it, yeah. Some of it, sure. Twin says, I'm Neutron. Okay. For real, I'm supposed to be, look, I feel y'all trying to shame me. But I feel no shame about what I like. Like, that's like me trying to shame you because you don't like country music. You don't like it. I don't like it either, but I'm not going to shame you because of what you like or because of what you don't like. I don't know it. The Ghetto Boys, thank you. I couldn't think of them. Yes, the Ghetto Boys. Did you used to greet your dad with your hands out? I have no idea what that means. Is that some hip hop reference that I'm not picking up? Am I talking about the Players magazine? I have no idea. I just know it was a magazine. I thought it was XXL and it had half naked chicks on the outside, and on the inside they had finished taking off their clothes. E-Man had a nice collection of nudie magazines. I honestly didn't, but you know, you would see stuff. You would see stuff around. Uh, let me see. He Rap, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, not the group. I'm pretty sure that was the Ghetto Boys. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up. Twin, you come in saying stuff. Most of the time, you be wrong. Mind Playing Tricks on Me. Song, Ghetto Boys, 1991. That was not a solo project. Twin, you gotta know what you're talking about before you try to correct somebody. How you, gangster hip hop guy, and I know more about it than you. I'm a neutron. How a neutron out hip hop a gangster? You should be ashamed of yourself. Caller.
Hi, Emanuel. My name is Edsel.
Hello, Edsel.
Not sure what's so funny.
Because I still don't believe that's your actual name.
Well, Emanuel, you don't believe shit stank. You know what I'm saying? You probably woke up one day when you were 23, 24 years old and didn't realize that your older brother was a civil rights leader.
I don't even know what that means.
You called him, was like, Nathan, quit playing. You didn't realize his heart was in it for real.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I was just wondering, the local talk of the black community seems to be, one of them, anyway, it seems to be the Jeezy concert.
All right.
Your partner in crime, what's his name? Wyatt was talking about it and was talking about, he ain't nothing to be getting dressed up black tie event for. All that aside, I was just wondering, what's your general take on rap music on the whole?
Well, again,
as we sit here in 2025.
Again, I don't listen to rap. But here's some of the stuff that I've heard. Because, again, I used to work at a radio station or at a radio company, and one of the stations in that cluster was a hip hop station. So I've heard some hip hop, but I don't listen to it. And the stuff that I was hearing at that time was not good. And I don't mean, in terms of at least what I would perceive quality wise, in terms of even the production. From the production, definitely the lyrics, the delivery. It wasn't good. It wasn't very creative, imaginative, and it was destructive in terms of leading a community in a bad direction. But I'm no authority to say anything because I don't listen to it, so I can't really say.
It's interesting. Because personally, I think that rap music is probably the worst thing that ever happened to black folks since teen pregnancy.
Hold on, I'm having a hard time understanding what you're saying.
I said rap music, like in my opinion, rap music is the worst thing that happened to black folks since teen pregnancy.
Okay, why would you say that?
It's just created a demon race of people, only focused on themselves, not taking pride in, only chasing the bag, just the culture and its ethos, everything about it is only chasing money, and it's just created a group of people who are not well intentioned, who are unrelenting assholes and unconscionable assholes.
But
because rap in and of itself, you have to be good in that genre. There's a certain amount of asshole you have to have. on your personality. I'm sorry. What were you saying? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I accidentally was trying to interrupt you, and then I stopped because that was wrong of me. I don't know that I would go as far as you're going in terms of, I know that in almost every genre, there are subgenres. And so I would say probably the majority, and again, I'm just guessing because I'm not a person who listens, but I would say that probably a majority of the commercially successful stuff is that. And I know that there is an underground, non-commercially successful subgenre that is probably even worse than the commercially successful genre. But I'm certain there are people in the hip hop industry and there's positivity in it as well. I mean, I know there is because, again, I guess you're talking about what you perceive to be the current state of hip hop, but you're saying hip hop itself is the worst thing to happen. And I don't think that a medium that gives you the ability to express yourself can be the worst thing. The way that it's being used, maybe, but the genre itself, I don't know that I agree with that.
And that's fine. I mean, these gentlemen mainly they preach a level of destruction for the community. That put it like this. 30 years ago, there was a young rapper named born with the name of Lassane Parrish Crooks, who calls himself Tupac Shakur. He called a sitting U.S. congressman a motherfucker, a woman, in a record. Called her a motherfucker.
Okay.
And our generation, we accepted it, and it was like, yeah, these old people, they don't understand us, blah, blah, blah. Now that we're older, some of us are grandparents. Some of us are parents to, older teens or even young adults. And we realized it took 30 years to come to the realization that, this is pretty destructive music.
And again, we just disagree. I don't necessarily have a problem with, because y'all, when I say y'all, I mean a lot of people, give a lot of weight and credence to titles and all of that kind of stuff. But look, if it's okay for him to call me a MF, it's okay for him to call her a MF. It's okay for him to call anybody else a MF. An expression of your views. I'm not clutching pearls because he called a sitting congressperson MF. I didn't care when I heard it. Initially, I didn't know who C. Dolores Tucker was. And then, once I found out who she was, like, it's a lyric in the song. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care. So I'm not like, oh, he destroyed society by saying this bad thing about a sitting congress. I don't care. They're no better than you and me.
There's a difference between fighting for your rights, such as like maybe Luther Campbell did when he took on the Florida Supreme Court, for the right to say, reckless, nasty shit on records. But nonetheless, he fought that. There's a difference between fighting for your rights and just being outright belligerent. As we got older in hip hop, and as we sit here today, it became more and more just belligerent, obnoxious behavior.
Okay.
That serves no purpose to the community. You're telling all these young rap fans to trap or die when your kid lives in a 6 million or 6-room mansion, and goes to a private school. But you're telling my kids to trap or die.
More than likely, I'll agree with you if you just add the qualifier some. Because I'm fairly certain it's not all.
Well, what you mean some? Somewhat?
Some hip-hop is that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, put it like this, the positive, supposedly uplifting rap is not very entertaining. Let's be honest. I mean, it's show business, and most of these niggas ain't got no personality. That's why they don't sell records. You know, Karis One, you know, he does that positivity stuff. Chuck B, they sold, you know, they drop a record, you know, they were in their prime 30 years ago. They drop a record today, now it's going to get some spins just because they have actual personalities. Like, just imagine, like, because I'm sure, I can't see the comments, but I'm sure somebody's going to say something like Talib Kweli or something like that. Imagine chilling with that guy, Talib Kweli. You'll be bored to tears in 10 minutes and one out of there. Most Def, bored to tears. These guys have no personalities. So that's why they don't sell. But that's interesting, coming from a 54-year-old man who is you know, heavily aligned with the church and you know, gospel music and whatnot. I was just just wanted your take on that. It was interesting. So I'll hop off here. That's all I wanted. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad to see you. You know, we're happy to see you whenever you're here. We just wish you would be here more often. But we understand, you know, you got other responsibilities. But nonetheless, whether you look behind you or look over your back, there's a wolf on your ass. And I'm coming. Oh!
Oh, that was so bad. That was so bad. He wasn't talking to me. Twin, did you hear that? There is a wolf on your ass. And he's coming. Oh, that was so bad. Oh boy. That was terrible. Oh boy. You gotta say something else. You can't end that sentence with the word coming. You just can't. Oh Lord. Oh boy. But again, not non-hip hop guy here. And I'm not non-hip hop like I'm hating on the genre. I'm non-hip hop like I don't thoroughly enjoy it. I'm not entertained by it when I hear it. So if every once in a blue moon, I might hear something and I'm like, okay, that's catchy to me. But other than that, but again, I'm not hating on hip hop as a genre. It's just not my thing. Jerica.
Hey, so real quick, I just wanted to jump on. I needed a little bit of clarification in regards to Fame's exit comment. Did he say there was a wolf that's coming on someone's ass? And was it someone's ass in particular? Because I saw earlier in the chat that Slim was offering you ecstasy, and we know that ecstasy is a sex pill. And then
I did not
we got
know
a
that.
wolf that's coming on someone's ass. So I didn't know where this conversation had been before I jumped on. So why is the wolf masturbating anywhere near anyone's ass? And whose ass is it near?
I don't know.
I know he was talking about the assholes of rappers. So I wasn't too sure on whose ass it was near. Maybe it was a female's ass. I don't know. But I just needed some clarification. Did I mishear that?
There's apparently a wolf on somebody's ass, and he has
It's
reached
coming.
the final stage of masturbation.
And is now ejaculating and soon up the club on your ass.
Oh boy, that is terrible.
I love Fame, but that was a hard one. I've never heard him say that one. That was a new one.
Yes, that was
That was
terrible.
a new one, Fame.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was horrible. He should redo that.
Oh.
Okay, that's all I wanted, though.
All
I'm
right.
sure Twin was going to. Oh, my God. Wait, pause. Did you listen to Wyatt's show at all?
I got an opportunity to listen to a few minutes, probably about 6 or 7 minutes.
Did you hear Twins call it off?
I did not.
Okay. So during Twins call, Twin pulled one of those, what movie was it? Sinners, Remember when Twig said that he had watched Sinners for like 11 seconds or something like that, and he, was flailing around. Wyatt asked him, he said, have you seen the movie Paid in Full? Quinn said yes. He said, you remember something? Quinn was like, well, I just seen clips. I was like, how the fuck you see the movie, but you saw clips of the movie? I don't know why Quinn can't just be honest when asked a question. I thought that was hilarious. He was like, so did you see it? He's like, I saw clips of Paid in Full. He just wants to be a part of the conversation. So when he calls, because he's going to call after me if he hasn't called already, and maybe I missed his call, please just have a conversation with him. You're like a big brother to him. Wyatt's like his dad. You're like a brother. Lincoln's like an uncle. So have that conversation with him just about being honest and open and direct. And, that's okay. He doesn't always have to be a part of, insert himself into, never mind. Rewind that. Just being a part of the conversation is all. Okay?
I'll do my best. If he calls.
He's going to call. Trust me. He's waiting for me to hang up so he can call. All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. That is Jerica. No, I didn't hear that conversation. But that's not just a twin thing. There are a lot of people who aren't honest about a lot of small things. Blade.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
It's going all right. How's it going with you?
Pretty good. Good show, buddy. Hey, you know what? I'm kind of like you. I don't know why we make a big thing out of these so-called people. They got a little talent. Like, everybody still all up in arms about Tupac. Tupac was a misleader. He came from Juilliard school. He was a ballet dancer. And then he wanted to be a revolutionary. Then he wanted to be a fake gangster and all that. These people are just regular people with some talent. Why, I don't know why we make a big thing out of them.
People.
Jeezy and all of them, they just regular people with some talent.
People kind of worship celebrities, and they don't know that they do it, but they really do. And look, I don't know. You can be a ballet dancer and also a revolutionary, so I'm not necessarily saying that what you're saying is not true. I don't know Tupac's history, but partially because I didn't know Tupac. I didn't care about Tupac like that. Like, I liked some of his songs, and that was about it. Other than that, but I understand why one has to be, because people do. People buy into characters. So I understand why one transforms themselves into a character, but people do worship celebrities. I would agree.
I mean, it's something about black celebrities that white people want to be like us. Just like the Charlie Kirk guy. He was nothing but a regular cat going around pimping so-called smart people. Wasn't nothing special about him, and now they trying to upraise him. It's almost like it was predicted, because they showed us him getting killed on air live, and now that's the scene. Now we're watching people getting killed on live TV. What's going on with that, my friend?
Well, I need you to be a little more consistent, because a few minutes ago you was on there talking about how he was such a good guy. I don't understand your lack of consistency, but I will just say that I agree with you. He was just a regular guy who.
How can you agree with me and contradict me at the same damn time? We don't. I'm agreeing. I am consistent. He probably was a good guy.
I am agreeing.
He went out there.
You're saying
he went out there raping and murdering people.
I don't know what he was doing.
So once again, where's your evidence to prove that you said he was racist?
Just listen to the stuff he said.
Okay, that's your opinion, though, ain't it?
That's what I said.
That's your opinion, but that's not real evidence.
Okay, if you can believe whatever you want to believe.
I'm just asking.
That
I
wasn't
don't
a
know
question.
him. I'm going by the perception of him being on TV. Looked like he was a good, average white guy trying to debate to pimp white people for money, trying to say that black people are bad. I mean, it's a good hustle.
Right, but
Racism is a good hustle.
But hold on. How can you on one hand say how you know he was racist and then say, well, but the stuff he said was racist, but racism is a good hustle? See the lack of consistency
It
that I'm
is.
talking about?
No, it ain't a lack. He's going around just like Radio One. They pimp racism. Every day Lincoln come on talking about white against black, black against white. So white people do it too. It's a good hustle. You do it.
I don't know.
You talk about Trump. He's a racist with no evidence, but you consistently say it every day. Racism is a good hustle.
I definitely don't say it every day. But
you don't say Trump's name every day?
No.
You're inconsistent, my friend.
How is that inconsistent to not say Trump's name every day?
You're saying that you don't, but we know you do.
How do you know that I do? When did I say? Hold on.
Every time you come on, you say Trump's name.
Wait. What did I say about Trump yesterday?
You didn't come on yesterday. I said every time you come on, you say Trump's name.
That's not what you said. You said I say Trump's name every day.
That's exactly what I said. Roll the tape back.
No, you said I say Trump's name every day.
Every time you come on.
That's not what you
said.
said.
That's what I said.
So now
yes, that's what I said. But
okay,
hey, listen
so now
to me, buddy. We're not gonna argue because if you disagree with me, you're probably wrong.
Well, if you say that, that's fine. But I think any reasonable, objective person listening to this conversation can tell you're not consistent. You're not accurate. I don't even know what to call you. Like, what are you being?
That's your opinion, and you always when you have a conversation with somebody, every time you have a conversation with somebody, you trying your best to put somebody down when we are the same, trying to lift each other up. You're acting racist against your own black people.
Being factual about your inconsistency is not an
You're not factual. Where's your evidence?
I heard you, bro.
You don't know me. You don't talk to me every day. So how can you try to judge me, buddy?
I know what you said just in this conversation. I don't need any additional evidence of your inconsistency because you've been inconsistent.
There's no inconsistency. You can't hear what I'm saying.
I can hear you very well.
You are racist against people because you think you're higher than people.
Okay.
Hey, also, in my culture, we slang wolves. And you got a wolf that sounds funny. He needs to be slain. Have a good one, buddy.
All right. Yes, there's a level of inconsistency there. It is what it is. Oh, let's see. All right, it's 8:00. Oh. I gotta get ready to get out of here. My time is about up. I saw Twin called in. I missed the call. I'll take your call, Twin. Twin?
What's up, Twin?
Good evening.
Hey, man, I wasn't going to call, but I had to laugh, man. Probably my character, man. You're a character. He died last. Why you always say there's a whoop on your ass, though, man?
I don't know. That's his thing. There is a wolf apparently, Twin, on your ass. And he's coming.
Oh, he coming for you and that shirt you got on. You went from a robe, now you got on what's that? Like a violent color, pink or something? Purple? What color is that shirt, sweater you got on?
It's pink. Matt, hold on. May I ask you a question, sir?
I heard Jerika got a love. I respect your love and stuff, but no, man, you ain't about to goddamn it lecture me on nothing.
I just want to ask you a question.
I just seen some
All I want to do is ask you a question. Come on, man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Who made the song "Mind Playing Tricks on Me"?
the ghetto boy. So I thought, but what's called see most of the lyrics up in there, Scarface do. That's
So
why I said
just so
my
I'm
man.
clear, the neutron know more about hip hop than the gangster.
Well, you probably know more than me. I might know more than you. So we neutral about it.
Okay.
That make us both neutron, right? We neutral about
No, you're not on neutron.
it. I am a neutron. I don't do nothing. I'm playing, man. I don't do nothing no more, man. I put up my foolish ways, man. I don't do nothing no more, man. I'm having fun, man. The best life I can.
But
Besides
what
being
else
in
is
the
on your mind?
cemetery or in jail.
Were you familiar with Charlie Kirk?
Wasn't he a conservative type racist guy?
Yes.
When he going around doing KK rallies and all that back in 2000, way before Trump. He was at early. It was about, shoot, it was a while. I think I want to say 2014 at a young age when Obama was in office still. I remember.
I don't know exactly when he got started, but yeah, he been.
Yeah, I remember dude and stuff, and he almost got his head cracked at one convention event one time he went to. So yeah, I remember dude. It's sad, man. That's all I can say. It's sad, and it's your time. It's your time, but you just can't. God allowed you to do something to a certain extent, but you just can't keep doing dirty stuff to people, man. Regardless of what race, what political background you on, Democrat, Republican, Independent, you can't keep treating the people wrong and sending a bogus message, whatever. God probably sent that man, speak positive to people and all that, but back then I can recall, man, he was on some racist stuff.
Yes.
He spent on racial issues and everything. I can recall that. I remember him. And I'm like, man, he's a racist dude, man. Every event he go to, and why people fed up. I mean, I'm sorry, man. People fed up, man, about certain. They not taking no more. Enough is enough, man. When people mad, whether mental health or doing it out of spite, or you just don't have the mentality that you don't care attitude. People out here mad. I watch dude. I listen on TV inside edition. Dude sit there and stab the old girl on the train or bus. Then the 70-year-old got at the bus stop in Chicago, got beat up and died right there. Excuse me. Yeah, and people, and then I just watched today, watching the evening news, man. Dude got life in prison for throwing a little nylon across the river, whatever, in the river, and he ain't had no remorse behind it. Like, I'm sorry to the family type, but he didn't. People just don't care, man. And you want to talk about some putting away your guns and all that? Oh, I can't do that. I can't put away my pole because I don't know. I don't know what to accept out here, man.
Wait,
you gotta watch out for.
Wait. Who's talking about putting away guns?
People always talking about stop the violence, put the guns up, and all that crazy stuff. But man, you got some people who crash out here, man. Man, say for instance, you at a park with your family. They come a goofy and stuff. Give me your cell. Well, I don't like your wife. I don't like your granddaughter. Hold on, player. Calm this down. What you mean?
Did you say give me your family?
Give me your sandwich or something, or cookies or something like that.
Give me your sandwich. Oh.
Yeah. That's
okay.
What I said.
Okay.
I thought
you said give me your family.
Say something crazy and stuff, man. You like, no, you got to protect your family.
I agree.
You got some people really out here, man. We ain't seen nothing yet. This eating up. We ain't seen nothing yet. There's people out here and they want to come with a 5.4 Head Start program to stop the violence and all that. Y'all just said y'all ain't had no money. All of a sudden y'all come up with some money to do this. Man, it's crazy out. You don't know who to trust. And the only one I can say on that back of that dollar is trust God. That's the only one, man. And it's sad, man. It's sad. I just left my sister, here to, comfort her. She lost her best friend, man. And it's hard, man. And I saw her son and daughter. And, I love y'all, man. I know the feeling.
Hold on. How did she lose her best friend?
She was battling illness and all that. And and she went to hospital yesterday
Oh man.
at 2:30, and she went there yesterday afternoon at 2:30. I got the text at 5 that she gone.
Now, is this somebody in Cincinnati or is this Chicago?
Yeah, Cincinnati.
man.
She stayed right there in one chair behind my sister, man. And I'm so used to seeing her when I sit down and we barbecue, chop it up with my sister, and she stay right there. I'm so used to her coming over, standing right there, and everything. And I had good memories of her and everything, but
All right.
it's hard losing a mother, man, a mother. And we gotta cherish our family, man.
Yeah.
Regardless, and I want to say something to her daughter, but I'm gonna hold my peace, man, because the way she was treated, man. See, I treat it like this, man, on real talk. I treat it like how you say your vows for better or worse, for rich or poor, sickness and health. I treat it like that, as my mom or something like that, man. And we got the young new out here generation that don't care. That don't care, man. Not respectful, man. And the way she was getting down and how it went about, and I'm like, man, she bold. So why you not praying and stuff? You worry about policy, or what about what you go dress up in, and how you want to look at a funeral. Man, what type of, man, I started to go there, but I said, Lord, help me. Keep my mouth and everything,
Well,
man.
yeah, I think that was a good idea. Because
What you say,
everybody,
man?
I said I think that was a good idea to keep your mouth, as you called it. Everybody
Yeah.
doesn't agree with the way that you agree. Like some people, you like, well, pray. But if you know that the time at the end is near, for some people, it's best to prepare themselves. That's how.
No,
That's the
you're right.
beginning of the grief process for them.
You're right.
So yeah,
You're right, because to each his own, but it's the way I was raised and how I would have took. But if I know you for 20 years, girl, and you being disrespectful, calling your mama a B, or why you ain't answering your phone, and you need to do this, come on, man. I don't have no respect for you. I don't have no damn respect for you. When I got that message and all that, and I made that call, I said, God bless her, and I'm going to miss and stuff, but F her do it. That's how I said it like that, man. Because you dead wrong, man. You dead wrong. So there's so much behind this issue, man, and what went on, Emanuel, man, you be like, what? It's like, man, kicking a dead dog type. Man, don't have no morals or values or nothing, man. And that what killed me and hurt my heart, man. I knew her for 20 years. Cool lady, man. I'm glad I had the chance to, last week to say, baby, I love you and everything in case I don't see you and stuff, because I work. But, I run into it and all that. I ask her how she doing. Oh, I call her, you good? You need anything? I'm cool. But to see what went on these last 2 weeks, man, it's crazy, E. It's crazy. They don't care, man. All they worry about is a damn apology. And I wasn't raised like that, man. Call on the name of
you
Jesus.
said all they care about is a what?
A policy, man.
A
money or something. Hurry
policy.
up and get rid of it.
Okay. I don't know these people, and I don't know these people.
It ain't got to be like that. When my sister was on her damn bed, they tell me that my sister doped over morphine and all that. Hey, well, your apology said my relatives asked, come on, what? And my sister had
That's a legitimate, valid question. See, that's what I'm saying. Because
it's not your damn business.
No.
Where the shit at?
Because it's not what you're thinking about. Again, people process things differently. And if it's that time and I'm asking about a policy, I am probably preparing.
Okay. Why you ain't ask us then? Why you ain't ask us?
Ask who?
I'm saying, my people, why they ain't ask us? Why they ask my sister and they know she doped up with morphine and all that? Why they ain't ask her? Come on, man.
I'm not
Let
sure what you're saying.
Man.
Are you saying why didn't they ask us? Or are you saying why didn't why they ask
Yeah,
her?
I'm saying my immediate family, why they ain't ask us instead of my sister who ain't got, she out of state of mind and stuff.
Because maybe y'all don't know. Maybe they perceive that they won't know about the policy. So I need to
Man, quit
ask her
co-signing
before
for this
she is
bull, man.
too
Quit
far out
co-signing
of
for
it.
the bull, man. We know everything. What you think, man? We know everything.
I don't
They
know
want to
who,
hurt that
I don't
ass.
know any of these
But right?
people. But the point that I'm trying to make to you, as you deal with all of the things that you deal with, is I hope that you maintain your composure and your patience with people who don't grieve and process things the same way that you process them. And what may look to you like being cold and callous, to somebody else that's being caring. So just because it's not the way you would do it doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. And I want you to think about that, as you deal with people, especially in rough times. Different people process things differently.
Yeah, it sound good. It sound good. I wouldn't never be worried about no politics, man. Anything, I'd be, hey, mama, you all right? Or rub your back, rub your feet, or pray or something, man. Don't worry about that. Only one got the last say so is God, man. Only one, man. Man can't tell you when your last day or anything like that, man.
Right.
You gotta
And
think.
hold on. Some people process it this way. That's the way you process it. Some people process it this way. Man, God got the last say. And man can't tell you when to take your last breath. But when you take your last breath, there are things that need to be taken care of. And there are people who are going to be dealing with that grief, and they don't need financial burden on top of that grief. So if we can sort this out now, before you take your last breath, they won't have to be concerned about that,
Man,
and they can just grieve your loss.
her mama said that before she died 2 weeks. I was like, what? I ain't going nowhere. Don't want your thing. How you gonna be? How you want to be dressed up and out? I'm like, and my sister telling me that. I'm like, what? And her mama like, what? Come on, man. Come on, man. It's crazy. Crazy how folks
But
rush you up out of here, man. They don't have no. They don't care no
that's
more,
not
man.
rushing you out. That's different people
Man,
processing things differently. And, again, to some degree, because, the funeral is not for the dead person. They're dead. They don't get to enjoy the funeral. The funeral is for the living. So as they're asking that loved one what they want in their funeral, for real, they just saying, once you're gone, how can I honor you? It's not
well,
being
I hate to.
cold or callous. Different people grieve in different ways.
I understand your output of it, whatever, but for each his own. That's what my concern, man. But it's just the love and respect and how I saw things for the last 20 years or whatever. But to each his own. Yeah, but dude, yeah, he was a racist and all that. And yeah, I mean, God bless his soul or whatever. But, they making a big uppity and
Well,
flashy.
I agree with you that he was a racist. Does it give you any pause that this racist supported the guy that you voted for?
You know what?
Does it give you any pause that this racist that you're talking about supported the guy that you voted for president?
Well, we had a good conversation. You want to flip the script on and everything. What's up with that, man? You want to make this a Emanuel show or a puppet show? What is it, man? I didn't come to talk about Donald Trump or whatever. That ain't got nothing to do with the man. The man ain't been dead 4 or 5 hours, man. You want to clown already?
What are you talking
Come on,
about?
man.
I'm asking you a serious and quite legitimate question.
That's not no serious or
It
legitimate.
is
You want to be funny about the
if you
situation.
can acknowledge that this guy was a racist, shouldn't that affect how you feel about the fact that he supported your guy?
I don't care how a person really feel right now. I mean, you ain't got no toll on death or whatever. He dead, he dead. I mean, I don't feel no what if. Hey, I voted for him. It is what it is, man. The hell Trump got to do with this and all that? So what?
Well, what do you mean? What does he have to
Man,
do with this? He's posting about it. Why don't you post on his stuff, Trump? Why the F you worried about this dude? He dead. Shut the F up about him. Why don't you tell Trump that?
No, I'm not going to say. What I'm going to say because it's not my business. I don't care. I got other things to handle.
Then why you
I'm not
talking
to be
about it?
I'm not petty like you and your brother, man.
Then
I'm not petty like that.
why you mad about it?
I'm not mad about it, man. You don't want to ask me a bogus question.
You telling
Oh,
me?
ain't you like
hold
this?
on.
Ain't you mad because this the one who you supported? Come on, man. That's stupid as hell to say something like that.
What's stupid about that?
Actually,
You're
it
acknowledging.
seems like you're making a joke or something about it.
I was not
You
laughing
know I
at
voted.
all.
Okay, you know I voted for him. Why would you even bring that up?
Because you voted for it. That's why I brought it up.
Okay, so what they got to do with that man death? Did Trump kill a man, or he had him killed?
Well,
So what's my voting for Trump got to do with that man death?
At that
and
moment,
you don't make no sense.
Twin, at that moment, we were not talking about his death. We were talking about the fact that he was a racist. So now the question then becomes, what does him being a racist have to do with Donald Trump?
Ain't you a racist too? You're a racist too, right?
No.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So you're not a racist.
I don't know how many times you want me to answer the same question.
What is a racist?
You tell me. What do you perceive to be a racist?
No, what's the definition of a race?
You tell me. What is your definition of a racist?
What's the definition of a race?
You tell me. What is your definition of a racist?
I'm going to come behind you and back you up.
Oh, you're not coming behind me.
Truth.
Yes.
I would agree with you.
No, you and Fame. I don't know what's up with y'all and this being behind me and coming stuff. We're not doing that.
See, there you go. I can't take you serious, but what's your definition of it?
No, what is your definition of it?
See, man, we gotta go be tick for tack, man. Come on, Emanuel. Come on, man. You come on every once a month like a check, man. Come on.
What that got to do with your definition of a racist?
No, I want to know yours. I asked you a question first.
Okay, I'll play along. A racist is someone who has a certain bias, either against a certain race or for their race, and has the power to influence and direct policies.
Okay, pause.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Do you want my definition or do you not?
Against somebody else's race.
No. Do you want my definition or do you not want my definition? You can't sweat me for the definition and then when I get into it, get mad and no. So let me finish my definition. I was almost there. And it's someone who can direct or influence policies to either discriminate or create adverse situations for those other race or races that they don't care for. Now go ahead.
So vote for a Republican, any other Republican, that make me a racist?
I don't know how you got that out of that definition.
No, I'm asking you.
No, in and of itself, no. Now, what is your definition of a racist?
But you always say, you say what?
Now, what is your definition of a racist?
Racist person is against, I think the definition of it, I'll say, is going against your own kind or other people. What? Racist can come in all shapes or forms. That's my true definition. I don't know if they interpret it in a book like that.
I'm not even sure what you... Hold on. I'm not even sure what you said. Say it again, please.
I said my definition of racist can be towards your own kind or towards other people.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
No matter what, sex, religion, race, whatever, you can be racist towards each other or other people. That's racist to me.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
If you talking about racism with the M on it, that would be, hey, hell with them white folks in Hollywood, and all that. That was racist and everything, locking all them black people up like that, and she the one started. That would be racist. Now, racist can be towards anybody. Towards any, whether you're same race or different. When they put that ST on the end, Just like they put ST on terrorists, terrorists can go any way. That S can go any way. ST can go any way. If you really look at it, racist and terrorists, all of that ST at the end of it can go either way. So you can be biased towards your own race or biased towards the other race that's against you. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's what I'm gonna do. Because I have absolutely no idea what the fuck you just said, I'm gonna say
I know you
may
don't have
or may
ideas
not
because
be
it's
right.
knowledge, man. It's knowledge.
Okay. You may or may not be right. And all honesty,
Don't worry about it.
don't know
Don't worry
what you
about it.
said. I don't understand what you said. So because I don't understand, I'm telling you I don't understand. You may or may not be right. It didn't sound like you was right, but I didn't understand it. So
I'm breaking it down to the third degree. You said racism and racist is two different things.
no, I didn't say that.
Racism. Now I'm telling you what it is.
But I didn't say
Racism is what Holly pulled, and I said that's bogus for what y'all did when she started that, and y'all ain't lock her up, but y'all lock the black folks up. That's racist. Racist can be biased towards same ones or a different group. Man, come on, man. That's what you doing. Come on, man. That's racist stuff. I don't like what she got on. I don't like them because he talked to them people crazy. Man, that can be racist.
What?
That's an ST on it, man. Just
Okay,
like
hold
the
on.
terrorist.
Hold on. I had
It
to
can go either way.
Twin,
when you say
twin,
terrorist and everything,
twin.
terrorist can go either way in.
Twin, I have to take back something that I said. I said
You don't know, man.
I have to
I'm
take-
trying to put you on game.
I'm trying to
man.
take. Can I take something
You don't
back?
know my definition. Go
I'm
ahead,
trying-
man. Go ahead.
I said I didn't understand what you
Shut
said.
the F up, twin. I know.
No, I didn't say shut the F up. I said I didn't understand what you said, so you may or may not be right. So I want to take a portion of that back. There is no may be right. You're 100% not right. When you said,
Okay,
when
look
you
it up
hold
with
on,
your
let me-
AI
when,
chat, whatever.
when you said,
Like a raccoon
so you're
right
telling
there.
me it's. What are you talking about, a raccoon? You're saying if somebody says I don't like the way that person is dressed, that's racist. That makes no sense. Just so you know. Liking
look it up,
someone's
man.
outfit does not make a person racist. That makes no sense.
You can say any bogus statement towards anybody. The verbal language to anybody, man.
No,
Or how a person stand or whatever.
That doesn't make you a racist because you say something about somebody. That does not make you a racist.
What it make you then, man?
Somebody that don't like that outfit. That doesn't make you a racist. That doesn't even make sense.
Okay, what is a racist though?
I already told you what I believe a racist to be, and it's not somebody that doesn't like another person's outfit. That doesn't make sense.
I'm just thinking a little small sentence, but it would be defined as what you call it, like towards another race or something like this. Got to be towards another race to make it racist.
I would say, yeah.
Hell to the no. Look it up, man, and really study the definition, racism and racism, man.
Look, I
don't care.
If you don't like someone's outfit, that doesn't make you racist. That might make you outfitist. Okay.
Okay,
but that don't make you racist.
I'm coming down the elevator to be elected as a president.
Hold on, you coming down to what?
I'm coming down the elevator to be elected as president.
Oh,
run
you're
for
saying
president.
elevator.
I was
Okay.
hanging on my niggas back in the days and stuff. Y'all was rocking with me. Now I'm running for president. I'm racist. Come on, man.
What?
Come on, man.
What are you?
That's how you.
What are you?
I'm saying I'm going in Trump mode. That's how y'all was treating the issue, man. Now the man racist and all that.
He was racist before he came down the elevator.
You know, back in 2000, when he married it, 97, 98. You know, he used to crack a sister, man, back in 97 before he married an old girl.
Was she like 13?
You know Sarah Young.
I don't know. Was she 13?
No, you know Sarah Young.
No, I don't
She's
know.
a biracial girl.
No, I don't know Sarah Young.
She was a model and she was a Fox Anchor News back in the day. Back in 97. Look her up, man. She biracial, man. I think her father black, her mama white, or vice versa, one of the two. Look her up. He was cracking her for the last 2 years. And you call that racist? Is that racist? You call him a racist and stuff. But he was cracking her. Look her up.
I don't have to look her up. I don't want to look her up.
But you call him a racist, though.
Strom Thurmond was
He
a
was
racist.
cracking her sister.
You know, a lot of them slave owners was racist, and they was having sex with them slaves.
Man, all right, man. Y'all better know history, man. While you up there,
hold on. Just so I'm clear, if a slave owner has sex with a black slave, you're saying that means
he's thirsty for that dick. He's thirsty for that black.
So that means he's not racist.
You saying what now?
That means he's not racist because he forced that black woman to have sex with him.
All them KKKs and everything was doing that.
So
he
that,
racist.
So that means they're not racist in your mind.
What you call it said, who was that governor?
What you call it said. I'm asking you a simple question. Are you saying that because a person has sex with a black person, that in and of itself means they're not racist?
For the last 2 years, though, consensual sex.
Okay.
He was holding her down for 2 or 3 years.
Oh.
And you mean that's racist? Come on, man. What he do? Put a bag over? Oh, you white. Come on, man. She was biracial. He was cracking her for the last 2 or 3 years back in 97, 98. What are you talking about?
Are you?
Know your history, man.
Hold on. Are you being honest and serious here? And like, this is honestly what you think, feel, and believe? Or you just kind of like, remember when you said.
I'm not trolling and none of that. It's real. You asked me, I told
when you said, I'm going to call
you
Lincoln Show.
Racist.
I'm going to call Lincoln Show and I'm going to say some stuff to stir them up, and then Joy's going to call and I'm going to hang up real quick. Is that what this is now? Like you told somebody.
I don't play them games.
Right, like, so you told somebody, I'm going to call Emanuel Show and I'm going to say some horribly ridiculous, nonsensical
on my mama grave. I don't
stuff.
play that. On my mama, I don't play that. I don't play them. I don't play them games. I don't do that Jerry Springer stuff.
Which games are you talking about now that you don't play?
I don't play them games that doing that crazy stuff. You just talking about, I'm going to call Emanuel Show and tell him, do this. No, I don't do that.
That's what you said. Twin, you said the last time I spoke with you, you didn't run from Joyce. You had told your friend, watch, I'm about to call Lincoln Show and I'm going to say some stuff to get everybody all fired up. You said that.
No, my brother said, my brother said, what you doing? I said, I'm about to call Lincoln Show and watch this. I said, you going to be listening? He like, I might. I said, you about to say something stupid. He said, I'm about to start. I told him I'm about to start something. Watch how I get them cheerleaders going.
Right.
He said, man, don't do nothing.
Right.
I did it on purpose.
But you just finished saying that you don't do stuff like that.
I say I don't want to call not of that. When I know Lincoln y'all don't get along and everything, but y'all be saying why you ain't get along and be the reason somebody smile. Why would I do that? And y'all don't like each other. Well, he don't like you, Prob.
What are you? I'm so confused. Okay, you're right. I think, or not. Probably.
Come on, catch up, man. Catch up, man. Don't do that, man. You been gone, man.
You said something, and then you said, I don't do that. And then you said, but I did that, but I don't do that.
I told my brother, watch this. I'm about to stir something up real quick.
Saying.
But I said I don't do.
And so that's what I'm asking. This nonsense that you're saying about racism and all of that kind of stuff. I'm asking, is this another one of those things where you told somebody, like, watch, I'm about to call his show and I'm going to say something real stupid.
I said, I don't
going to get everybody all fired
up. I did that on purpose, but I wouldn't do you like that. No, I wouldn't do you like that, man. Say I'm about to call him, man. I wouldn't do you like that when I know y'all don't get along. Why would I do that?
Okay.
I wouldn't do that, man.
Okay. Well.
But I told my brother what I was going to do, but I wouldn't do that towards I got respect, but I wouldn't do that. Because I know y'all don't get along and stuff. So I wouldn't do that.
I don't know what us getting along with each other got to do with you telling somebody that you're going to call in here and you're going to say something ridiculous to see how people react to it.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I'll let you know if I'm going to do it, but I wouldn't do that. So I'm about to call up Lincoln and tell him now.
No. Did you
or
tell
calling your show?
Right? Did you tell some?
No.
Wait, hold on. Let me get the question out so you can appropriately answer it. Did you plan to call here and say something let me get the question out, and say something utterly ridiculous so that you can get a response? Was that the plan? So you just freestyling ridiculousness.
No, I ain't freestyling nothing. I'm telling you what's on my mind and heart and how I feel about it. And you ask me the definition of it, and I'm telling you. That's how I feel. And, hey, you agree or don't agree. That's my opinion, and that's how I feel about it. That's the understanding. You did?
Just so that I can understand your position. I'm not going to agree or disagree. But I'm going to tell you in advance I disagree. But your position seems to be racism is when people do stuff unfair to one group of people. But a racist is someone who maybe don't like your outfit, but definitely...
You ain't got to be particular. Your outfit, your swag, this, that, and everything.
But
you be whole nine.
But definitely...
But racism is what Holly them did, and the leaders and stuff, and the prosecutor did it, and just blew past what the black people did and everything, and put them in jail. I'm like, oh, walk away with $500,000.
Okay.
So that would be racist, but racists can go either other way.
Okay.
Either way. I don't care what color you is, what religion, gender, none of that. They can go either way. That's my definition of it.
Okay. We disagree.
I understand, man. As a man, we understand. We got that agreement that we disagree.
And I think most people can agree that you're wrong.
But I know your little smart, little purple wearing, pink wearing shirt ass go say something smart. Because that's Emanuel. He's part of the Livingston.
I'm disagreeing.
Livingston family.
No, I'm just disagreeing because you're wrong. But that's fine.
I understand it.
Okay.
Of course it is, man. I still got love for you, man.
Same.
Even though you're full of it. But, hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Just got to go with the afternoon experience. Well, it's evening noon experience now. Ain't no afternoon no more.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate you calling.
You ain't got to get out of here. You just take 2 steps and go upstairs. You ain't got to get out of here.
Okay.
All right, man.
By the way, I don't like your outfit.
Hey, I got on Dickies and black shirt. Hey, you got to worry about my outfit. I'm going to work. You just worry about your Barney outfit you got on.
All right.
All right.
All right. He said certain stuff, and then he said kind of the opposite of it, but then reinforced what he had initially said while kind of disavowing what he said. Just for the record. Just because you have some black friends, that doesn't mean you can't be racist. And just because you had sex with a biracial girl for 2 years doesn't mean you're not a racist. Because there might have been 1 or 2 people who was like, he right. You know, twin right. That don't know. He's not right. James.
E-man.
Hey, how you doing,
you
sir?
You brought this on yourself. That's all I got to say. You brought this whole thing on yourself. That's it. You have just wasted 20 minutes talking about craziness. I'm just saying.
It's part of my duty as the king of talk. A lot of people don't know this, but a part of my duty as the king of talk is to try to impart some sort of wisdom into people. It's one of my goals.
E-man.
It's one of the things that I have to do.
You can't make sense out of nonsense.
Period, dude.
No,
really, you can't.
I'm telling you, as the king of talk, it's in the job description. That is one of the things that I have to do. So, or at least I have to try.
Again, you brought this on yourself. I got off work and made it home to turn you back on because I was like, is he still on? And look what I opened myself up to.
Well,
It's like a train wreck. I couldn't turn it on.
well, I'm not gonna be home in the next 10 minutes. If that makes you feel, I'm not gonna be on or home. I gotta go and do something. But yeah, it was a little bit like a train wreck.
It was a little bit. It was a huge, humongous train wreck. Okay, let me calm down. Did he say y'all got to know y'all history?
He did, yes.
Wow. I got nothing from that conversation other than he don't know what racist mean and racism is.
Very-
And I didn't know what word ends in ST.
Racist.
Is that what he was talking about?
Yeah.
Wow, I couldn't figure that one out. I was like, what is he talking about? What?
Yeah, he was making the distinction between racism ends in SM and racist ends in ST.
At a certain point in time, he got hard to kind of, I was like, keep up. I was like, I can't even keep up. Because you've changed subjects like 3 different times.
He's a good guy.
I-
He's a
Oh.
nice guy.
You know, honestly, I don't know. Because, again, I just tuned you in a couple of months ago, and I'm starting to see there's a pattern happening that it starts with the early show, then goes to the Wyatt show, and then ends with your show. And it seems like these same 20 to 25 people that you get this from, whether it's the response or the calls. I mean, these calls have gotten crazy, man.
Well, I'm gonna say
At
this.
least back in the day, people used to call and have at least knew what they were talking about.
But I'm gonna say this. You can't blame the callers and you can't blame the hosts. I'll tell you who to blame for that. People who don't call. That's who gets the blame. I mean, what is the host supposed to do other than take the callers who call?
That's true. And I totally agree. Like, I think the people that complain about Twin calling all the time, they don't call. But in the chat, they're not saying anything profound either. It's like high school.
Oh.
How you have the cool, how you have the cool group and they don't like anybody else and they're going to criticize anyone. That's how this is played out. Just like high school.
Okay. I can kind of see why you would say
it's
that.
It's funny. You have a bunch of 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, and 60-year-olds talking crap on Facebook.
Well, let me say this.
Which is crazy to me.
Wait, let me say this. I have to put myself in that group because when Lincoln's show is on and I get an opportunity to listen to it, I like to comment. And my stuff don't be profound. I just make observations and say weird stuff. So I'm part of the problem.
But do you call people out of their name? Do you try to dehumanize people? Do you bring people kids into it? Or do you just make comments?
I might be guilty of all of the above.
Because I don't see his comments on his show because again, I'm not on Facebook, and if you're not on Facebook, you can't access Facebook. And since your show isn't on Facebook, I can see the comments. And really, it's a little back and forth. But again, there's certain people that when they call your show, these people go in. And they go in like it's personal. And I don't understand that. Like,
I understand
a 50-something, 60-something-year-old person.
Well, no, here's why.
Are you calling somebody dumb? Why are you talking about somebody else's kid?
James, here's why I understand it. And this is me being as serious as I can be. Some of this stuff is too serious to be playing with, right? And, it's too serious. Like, lives be on the line. Freedom. People's freedoms and rights be on the line. And if you calling in saying nonsense in support of, whether you're doing it for attention or you actually believe it, I'm sorry. I can't play with that. I have to let it be known something is wrong with you. If you're supporting somebody that wants to strip America of its freedoms and disregard the Constitution, somebody who's a known racist, and I sometimes it makes me mad when I hear some of the stuff that people say, because I understand that this stuff can have far-reaching consequences. And every once in a while, you're like, we can't play with this. And that when you look at the election, I think a lot of people genuinely didn't believe Trump had a chance. I don't know why. And so they did a lot of playing around and goofing around. But the other side was serious as they could be. And sometimes you have to say to people, you're a damn fool. You playing games. And the time for games is not right now. There's a time for games, but it ain't right now. And so, yes, that can infuriate people and make them respond in a way that can seem irresponsible. But if I seem irresponsible, reacting to your irresponsibility in hopes that either, number one, you would change your mind, or number two, people to call you out for that so that you don't drag more people into your abyss of ignorance, so be it. I got to do what I got to do. So that's why sometimes you hear people call people names and, say really mean and bad things about people, because some of this stuff is too serious to play with. And it feel like sometimes people are playing. Either they're too ignorant to understand the consequences of their words and their actions, or they just playing games. And neither of those in a very serious situation is acceptable. So sometimes that's why you hear vitriol.
I actually like the way you explained all of that, actually. And it made perfect sense. But in the long run, what purpose does it really solve? And my whole thing is, I'm gonna use the fight as an example.
Okay.
So between the three shows, you guys have, not you because you haven't been on, but the two shows, they've been discussing this fight for now. It's going on 2 months. What has been solved? What has been resolved?
Well, nothing's been resolved yet, but I don't think that white guy would be charged with anything if people didn't cry out and say it's not fair for this guy to do this. I think some of those bonds wouldn't have been reduced if there was not people crying out saying this is too much, it's racist, and something's got to change. I think there's been no huge change, but I think that's why you have these conversations. And sometimes we don't recognize the small things that changed. But if everybody just said, okay, it is what it is, none of those things probably would have changed.
and I agree with you. But the one aspect of this whole thing that I think everybody is either missing or ignoring, or they may think that it's not important.
Okay.
It's how the media portrayed this whole thing.
I agree.
That's the problem. That, to me, that's what ignited this whole thing. It's how the media portrayed, and not the national, the local.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I heard about it here in Vancouver, it wasn't portrayed the same way as it was there. Here, it was just portrayed. There was a brawl in the street. There were reports of a man making racial slurs. And that's how they reported it.
Okay.
Now, it didn't last a week. They may have reported it twice. But there, it's not, they don't even mention the white guy and the racial slurs.
Mm-hmm.
They highlight the black guy stumping the white guy, and they show the white girl just, flat out. They don't say she hit anybody. They don't say she said anything.
Mm-hmm.
They just simply say she got knocked out.
Right.
And we all know everybody knows that has followed this whole thing. She said something, and she hit someone. Now, I don't know if the person she hit her, but I know she hit someone. And I know that some of the black people that got arrested shouldn't have been. Like, I don't know if the girl should have been charged. Honestly, I'm still shocked that they're still charged. Like, their charges haven't been dropped or reduced or something. It's just crazy that this is still going on. It was just a fight.
I agree. But let me address.
Here in Vancouver,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
But let me address a few things that you said. You said, and I agreed with you, it's the way that the media treated it. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. But you have to understand the way the local media treated it is what created the response that came after.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Especially when you have certain members of the media who's kind of playing it up as a little more than it is. That's my perception of what Trisha Mackey did. And so you're saying what happened where you're at. It was a couple days, but you think about it like an earthquake, man. An earthquake happened at the center of the earthquake. It's probably a lot stronger than it is the further out you go. Cincinnati, we're here at the center. And so we had to deal with what the local media did and the local politicians' reactions to it. So I'm saying all this to say, I think your criticism, a part of your criticism was that people keep talking about it. But that's because we're still at what they call the epicenter of it. And like you're surprised that the charges haven't been dropped and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not surprised at all because I'm here and I know everything involved with it. So I guess I'm saying all of that to say, I think all of the talk about it was necessary and needs to continue because if we just say, okay, some bonds got lowered and they gonna do the right thing, I think some of them people gonna be in some big trouble.
And they should be, right?
No.
They shouldn't be?
No, not to the degree that nobody should do 30 years for anything that happened.
No, right. I'm not saying that. But, and really, what are you charging with? I mean, to me, I'm just like, that's a fight. Like, and I say that because a similar thing happened here. Not even 2 weeks after it happened there. And it was handled a whole different way here. It made the evening news, but nobody got charged. And of course, it was a bunch of white kids. But nobody got charged.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. And was it
Right.
an
Oh,
election?
of course.
And was it an election year?
No, it just happened. I want to say the middle of August. So no.
Yeah, that makes a big difference too, because of course we have a mayoral election coming up. J.D. Vance's brother is running for mayor, and so the narrative that these crazy black people are making Cincinnati unsafe. So we need a tough Republican like Trump and Vance in office is also playing a part in the way that people are handling this.
And I guess it didn't help that Christopher Smitherman went down the dial and said what he said, right?
No, that's very rarely ever helpful.
But are you surprised that he went down there?
No, he's been down there. I mean, that's his home.
Right. Exactly. So I guess my question is, why don't the public turn their attention to how the media cover it and get on them?
Well, because it's kind of past that point now. A lot of people did get on the media, but it's kind of past that point now. And now it's in the court system and in the political system. So the media did what they did, and they were effective in doing whatever it is that they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. Now we have to deal with the results of that.
I say this, and I've said it for years. We, and when I say we, I mean the media. The media holds athletes more accountable than they do our elected politicians. And that's so crazy to me.
I agree. Hey, James, I got to get out of here, man. I got to go run and do some stuff.
All right, E-Man. Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
You brought this on yourself.
James, enjoy the rest of your evening, sir.
All right, man.
All right.
I'm out.
All right. That was James. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I know it's a little, oh my goodness, it's a little bit of a late. I got to give you, CK?
Hey, how you doing? Mr. Livingston?
Hold on, are you in the bathroom or something?
My bad, you called me at work. I'm out the phone now. Man, you got off the phone quick than a mug. I called when you was on now.
Yeah, well,
You just got off?
I'm about to get out of here, but I'll give you about 3 minutes. What's on your mind?
Hey, man, I just wanted to call you about Ray Lewis. How he threw Shannon Sharp under the bus after after those charges, how he dogged him out, and the way Shannon Sharp supported him through his murder trial. I think that's a great lesson in black relations today. Like the same, well, not black relations, American relations. The same person that you help, when you need it, they gonna stop you while you're down. Did you see what he said about Sterling Sharp?
I did not.
He was quite ecstatic and happy about the downtrodden. It's like he was waiting for this to happen.
Yeah.
And I can't stand for us to do this to each other in the public's eye. You know, you're salivating the guy that brought you to the media, and then you celebrating his demise. It was quite. I didn't like it, and I had to call you and get your opinion about
now,
that.
CK, I'm not saying that anything that you're saying is not factual, although you haven't really given any facts. But I'm saying I don't know anything about it. I don't know what what happened to Ray Lewis and what Shannon Sharp may or may not
Oh,
have
let me
done
explain real quick.
when he was going through whatever he was going through. And I don't know what he said about Shannon Sharp, so I can't make a judgment in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, no problem. He was just on a white platform, and the white platform said, "What do you think? Are you surprised about the success that Shannon has had in his endeavors on the internet with his shows?" And he went in to say that he feels that Shannon Sharp is a sellout. And then Shannon responded and said, "Okay, you got me. You're kicking me while I'm down." So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. But I wasn't sure that you wasn't familiar with it, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, but man, great to talk to you, man. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And I appreciate you taking my call, brother.
I appreciate you calling, and enjoy the rest of your evening, sir.
Hey, good money, good money. We praying. Thank you.
All right. I don't know what that meant either, but good money, good money. Is that another hip hop reference? Am I missing these hip hop references? I don't know. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. As always, as the rest of this evening goes on, Mary wants to know, am I on tomorrow? I think so. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Here's what I promise. By 4 o'clock, I will let you know if I'm on tomorrow. So by 4 o'clock, I will either say there will be a show, or I will say no afternoon experiment. 4 o'clock. I'm giving y'all my word. Well, okay, hold on. Let me back off of the hard 4 o'clock. Around 4 o'clock. Because sometimes, there's a certain something that happens around 4 o'clock that gives me a hint as to whether or not the show is going to happen. So give me sometime around 4 o'clock. I'll let y'all know. Black Lion?
What's up, E? What it do?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. I know you're trying to get up out of there, bro, but hopefully tomorrow I could call. Well, can't say tomorrow. You didn't see my comment earlier. I was sitting with my OG listening to you, and he a fan of yours. He was like, "Oh, that's Emanuel show. What time he come on?" I had to make excuses for you. And he just looking at me like, "What does all of that mean?" But I wanted to call in and explain the definition of racist and racism, but I think it is still go over Twin's head. However, I do understand his mistake, because in the mid-'80s, they changed the definition to prejudice. And if you read it, and you go to prejudice, and you read it, you could clearly see that it's the same definition.
Okay.
Well, racism has certain words have 1, 2, 3 meanings. And they put the definition of prejudice first. But back in the day, that wasn't the definition. I remember my mother got me a dictionary when I was in elementary, and in the 70s. So I guess it was copywritten back in the 60s. And the definition of racism was different than the definition when I got into junior high and high school that they had in the dictionaries in school, where they had revised it. And most people are using the definition of prejudice. And of course, we know prejudice and racism are two totally different things.
Absolutely.
The concept are not the same. Prejudice only means to prejudge. Racism is a system of power. A racist is a person who manipulates a system of power to control and manipulate other races. But I wouldn't expect for Twin to know that. He a street nigga.
Okay. All right.
And you made a point when you was talking to him about Joyce, because I tried to talk to him about it, and he was just saying some of the most ignorant shit. I think he was just making shit up on the fly because once he got his whole car pulled, that he was just playing with her. But I'm like, so you playing with the integrity of grown-ups, of adults? No, we don't play like that. I mean, and he kept saying, well, I just was trying to see what she was going to do. Now he done changed it to what the cheerleaders were going to do. And I'm not still like, bruh, either way you cut it, you playing with the integrity and respect of a grown-ass adult. One who's old enough to be your mama. And I'm kind of sure if Twin's dear mother was alive, he wouldn't want anybody to play with her respect and integrity. But yet, he's playing with other grown-ass women's respect and integrity. Old enough to be his mother. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I keep telling you, drugs is a dangerous thing, and everybody should stay away from drugs. Don't even touch them. And, you know, I'm kind of sure Twin was told that, but he did it anyway. Now he high. Still high. All righty, man. I'll catch you, man. Hopefully you be on tomorrow. If not, hopefully Tanika hit me up to let me know you on. Because she told me today, because I quit looking for you. I'm like, man, he'll be on when he be on.
I will let everybody know.
Well, like she was right. We be checking the phone like a crack fiend, though. Like, is he on? Is he on? I set a 6 o'clock alarm for you, and I'm about to take it off my phone. It go off every day.
Well, I will let y'all know tomorrow. I will let y'all know.
But at least I give you the benefit of the doubt that, hey, he in school, he doing shit, he busy. Shit got to be done. It ain't like he just sitting around watching grown-ass men play with balls.
He's not doing that. All right, Black Lion.
One love, G. One.
I appreciate you. All right. As always, as you go about the rest of this evening, be the reason that somebody smiles today. And no matter what happens, no matter what you go through, tell something. No, don't. I was about to go into my Sharpton. I don't want to do that. Don't let the bad days win. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.